Hello, my name is Carson Neiswender, and I'm here to help you with your transition to college/WVU. Saying farewell to your hometown and leaving for college is certainly one of the most nerve-wracking things people can do. For most people, it is their first time moving out of their parents' house and into a new world all on their own. My goal today is to give you some advice to hopefully calm your nerves and help you succeed in all your endeavors here at WVU. The first major piece of advice I'm going to give you is to set boundaries with your roommate from the start. This will make a tremendous difference in your dorm living. Second piece of advice I'm going to give you, do not be afraid to say no. There are so many things here to do at WVU, and I thought I needed to do them all when I got here. I learned that is simply not the case. If I knew these two things going into college, it would have made my college transition much smoother. So I hope you find the following information helpful and use it as you start your journey here at WVU. First, I'm going to advise you on why you should set some basic boundaries and rules with your roommates. My freshman roommate and I did not meet until the day we moved into our dorm. We got along very well and had many of the same interests. Due to this, we kind of just ignored the whole part where we make any rules and just started living. This quickly went south and led to some turmoil between the two of us. About 2 weeks into us living together, I noticed my roommate going to my desk and closet a few times without asking. On the third or fourth time I noticed him do it, I decided I needed to say something. So the next time I saw him, I just asked, "Hey man, like, what are you doing going in my desk, going in my closet?" He told me he was getting a piece of paper, and when he went to the closet, I already knew what he was doing because I saw it. He was taking a jacket. Now, to me, neither of these things are a huge deal. I'd gladly lend my roommate a jacket or a piece of paper. I just wish he would have asked me first. We ended up having a small argument about doing this. In the argument, he also brought a few things I did that annoyed him that I had no idea about. Long story short, we argued for a brief amount of time and decided to set some rules that we'll both follow, making both our lives much easier. Once we sat down and had this conversation, we put some rules into place. We really didn't have any more problems anymore. We both learned things about each other, how we operate in our lives, and boom, there we go. If we did this from the start, we would not have had the issue from the first place, and the whole situation could have been avoided. One small argument doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world, but when you are a new student living in an entirely different world for the first time, avoiding any unnecessary stressors is very helpful. I believe setting rules with your roommate at the start of the year is very important, and I wish I knew this coming into college. Even more, though, I wish someone told me not to be afraid to say no. Now, I'm not saying to be rude and just say no to everyone when they ask for something or need some help with something, but I mean to set priorities. And if people are trying to get you to do things that are going to interfere with your success and priorities, do not be afraid to say no. You can respectfully say no. It is not rude or mean. When you first get to college, you are excited and want to try out all the awesome, fun things college has to offer. I recommend you do try these things out. Be social, find a good group of friends, and make some great memories that you won't forget. All of these things are great. Although, with this, you need to be willing to say no. In my first few weeks freshman year, I noticed I was already overwhelmed with school and getting a little behind. I recognized it was because I was trying to do everything people asked me. I quickly learned this wasn't possible and I was going to fall behind in accomplishing my goals if I didn't learn to say no. So I learned to respectfully say no to people. It wasn't that hard. Sometimes it feels mean to say no and like you're disappointing people. But at the end of the day, everyone has to say no to some things. People cannot do everything. People will not be offended and they will understand when you have to do other things. So now that I'm running out of time, I'll close with this. Everyone will have their own unique college experience, and no one can give you perfect advice or tell you exactly how it's going to go. But I would have appreciated someone telling me to set some rules and boundaries with my roommate from the start and not to be afraid to say no. Set some goals, make some priorities, and always remember why you are there. You will be successful, and good luck with your college journey.